Hi, welcome to 454 presentation on sampling and survey. We are group number 8. So we'll start off with a YouTube video on the Miss USA, delegates ideas on math. Alright, so let me just start by asking everyone, how many of you spend at least 2 hours on the computer every day? Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. There's gotta be more people, right? Okay, come, let's try this again. How many of you spend at least 1 hour on the computer every day? Okay, for any use at all. You know, it might be work, studies, play, whatever. Okay, so have you ever wondered how the number of hours you spend on your computer can be related to your GPA? That will be our discussion topic for today, and let's go straight to our sampling design. So of the 3 types of sampling design considered, stratified, simple random sampling, and cluster sampling, we decided on stratified sampling. Well, one reason is that stratified sampling gives better precision. So what we did, very simple, we divided our sample population into 6 strata. So we all know that in math, we have math students as well as the math and econs friends, alright? So, and of which we have the year 2s, 3s, and 4s. So you must be wondering, why didn't we choose the year 1s? Alright, we will discuss this slightly later. Okay, moving on to the variables that are involved in this survey. Well, besides the average number of hours and the student's current CGPA, the other variable that we sort of think that is important to include is the average number of hours spent on studying. Okay, why? Well, this allows us to do deductive imputation using cell mean imputation. Okay, so as for the allocation method, we decided that proportional allocation is the best. Okay, within each stratum, the variances are more or less equal, okay, across the strata. Also, there is no consideration for cost. Next, proportional allocation method is self-weighting, so the unit inclusion probability within each stratum is the same. And the other important thing to point out is that we need at least 30 respondents for each strata. Okay, so moving on, a very important element, okay, in our survey is the pre-test. So what exactly is the pre-test? Alright, so to put it in layman terms, well, basically, we constructed a survey that we think will work. Then we obtain a complete list of individuals. Then using our program, we generate n, okay, or rather, n subscript h, the random numbers to identify prospective respondents. And finally, last but not least, we send emails and we follow up from there. So why do we need a pretest? Well, basically, we want to evaluate the competency of the questionnaire and estimate the length of the survey needed, or rather the length of the time needed to complete the survey. So let's have a very quick look at our pretest, okay, and you know, what's good about it and what's bad. So on the left hand side, you can see the before, so what happened, and on the right hand side, we've got the after. Okay, so if you stare at the first red bubble with me over there, do you guys see the problem here? Anybody want to just make a guess here? Any problem? Yeah. Why is there a 1 over there? You know, it doesn't make sense to have our year 1 students with us on this survey, right? Because they don't have their GPAs. We are in SEM 1, okay? And the other thing that we sort of realize is that, well, the term GPA is too general, all right? So what we did, we used current CGPA instead, all right, or rather CGPA. So on the right column, you can see what we have done, okay, after we have removed what we feel is irrelevant. Okay, moving on. So how about the kinds of non-response? Well, basically, there are two types of non-response. We have unit non-response and item non-response. So unit non-response are just basically the people who didn't respond at all. So you must be wondering why. Reason, very simple. Well, we're asking for sensitive information over here, right? We're asking for people's CGPA. And of course, there is this lack of incentive. Even if you finish up the survey, it's not like I'm going to give you $1 million for that, right? Okay, and how about the item non-response? Well, item non-response is basically the part of the questionnaire that is incomplete or the data is imputed incorrectly. So for example, when asked, how many hours do you spend on the computer one day? And people actually give answers that are greater than 24 hours. We're like, oh my god. Okay, and the other example would be people who give GPA greater than 5. Okay, so how did we handle the representative sample size? Well, first and foremost, the non-response rate was pretty high. It was around 80%. And to account for non-response, the sample size for other strata will be adjusted according to MAEC Year 2, as it has the smallest strata population size. Okay, so from there we actually increase the sample size. Okay, moving on. So besides that, how do we actually mitigate for our non-responses? First and foremost, to mitigate unit non-response, we ask short and precise questions. We make it really simple so people don't procrastinate too much. And as for the item non-response, we actually trace the emails to the respective participants. Moving on, for the unit non-response, we also applied the post-stratification method. And for item non-response, we also apply the deductive interpretation. Deductive interpretation can be used based on the answers for the two other known variables. And well, that's why we have 3 variables, right? Okay, and of course, we also use a little bit of this cell mean averaging. Okay, so let me just pass it on to Kate, okay, and I'll hand the time over now. Thank you.